Hello everyone, it's Peter here, Piotr Fissner. How you doing, guys? Hello. So today I would like to tell you about the 1 HP laptop which I was trying to see what's wrong with it. Actually, here is the rest of it. So the laptop came with a liquid damage. I've seen parts where it was a liquid damage. I've cleaned it all, but the worry I had was the connector for the display here. Okay, this connector for the display, because it was as well all gooey and sticky, and you know, when you touched it you see that there was a residue. There is a connector still which has those signs. I didn't clean it. That's the only last part which is not cleaned. You can see that there is something on top. I even gluing my fingers. It doesn't matter, actually, you know, like whatever. What I want to say is I've cleaned everything. I've put it into the ultrasonic bath twice, not once, twice. And then I've put as well this board here. This is a power on board, got SD card and LEDs. Okay, so I've put that card later as well. Even this wire was inside. I've cleaned everything, and I had a short after that still. Yes, nothing have changed. Now the short wasn't on the main power rail, on the 19 volts power rail. The short was on one of the MOSFETs. The main, if you know how a laptop is built, usually, like most of the time, you get two MOSFETs, and the first incoming MOSFET, which receives 19 volts, the incoming was fine, so the MOSFET wasn't shorted, but behind it everything was shorted to the ground. So even though I've washed everything, the short haven't been gone, and I've left it for an extended period of time even to make sure that, you know, maybe something, although I've used hot air, you know, and everything, I didn't want it to leave it. I left it and it still was the same. So I said, okay, let's remove those MOSFETs and let's see what's wrong. So I removed those MOSFETs, and of course the short wasn't gone. So I've made voltage injection, and I put about 1 volt in. It was pulling 2.89 amp. So it's not a lot, but slowly and steadily I've used my thermal camera to scan the board, and I'll show you here on this. Yes, that's the two MOSFETs I removed. Yes, both of them. And I was injection volting here because here was fine. Yes, that's the 19 volts which comes in. So this side is okay, but this side on the coil is a problem. So when you volt inject at this place, the only place which getting hot is the CPU. And when you see such thing, what can you do? That's the only place which getting hot. Nothing else is getting hot on the board. That's why I know this is a dead man walking. I can't help this customer. I said, look, we can't buy the main board for this laptop. The one main board which went on eBay was with a i3 CPU, whereas this one has i7, from what I see as a description on the CPU. And that board went for like 100 quid, 99.99 or something. So this probably would be about 200 pounds for the main board. But as we can't get it, either look frequently on eBay, look for it, and the question is as well, is it worth for customers spending over 200 pounds to fix it? Because if customer will spend 300 pounds, let's say, whereas for the labor cost here, for the diagnosis and for the replacement then of the board and everything, let's say it will be about 250, 260 pounds, let's say, yes, total parts and the labor. So if customer can spend maybe 100 pounds extra, roughly, can have a quite decent laptop. Yes, not a new one, but quite decent laptop. You can get, actually, I've sold quite old laptop, about 10-year-old laptop for 170 with 1 TB new SSD and 16 gigabytes of DDR RAM. So I would say, you know, like comparing these two, yes, okay, this is more efficient laptop, that's true, but that one has all available parts, cheap parts, 16 gig of RAM, 1 TB new SSD. Comparing to this laptop and spending, you know, like, because that's, I think it's 11th gen, so that's much dearer laptop in general. So get something in between that one what I had and in between this one, somewhere in the middle, depend on the price, and you can get quite a decent laptop still. Yes, so yeah, maybe something with a 6th to the 9th generation of Intel, maybe i5 even. You don't need to go for i7 unless you're really doing something that you're using i7, but I would say that's better choice for the customer than trying to get either CPU replaced, which I can't find on eBay, or AliExpress, and I can't get the main board as well. Yes, so I would say what else I can do. I can do big fat zero. I'm going to recommend to the customer to maybe either sell it to someone for spare parts or donate it to us for spare parts. If no, just keep it until we can find a replacement of the CPU or of the main board. And that's it in this video, guys. I just wanted to show you how the dead CPU procedure looks like, how to diagnose it yourself if you've got a thermal camera, of course. If no, you can use other methods. Yes, one of the methods is spray the IPA on the main board and see where it's starting to evaporate quicker than at the other places. Then if you see that it's evaporating on the CPU, yes, so you know. But yeah, there are other methods as well. I bought this because that was cheap, about, I don't know, 40 quid. I don't even remember this. This only 8x8 is really cheap because the resolution is pathetic, but it still does the job, you know. So yeah, that's another proof that you can use cheap tools for electronic repairs. You don't need to spend fortune, 200 quid or something for the thermal camera. Okay, guys, that's everything. That's all I wanted to show you. If possible, leave us a like button, and if possible, let's fix them all. See you later. Yo.